Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions, to this holy circle of light, the celebration of all that is true identity, holiness, what's holy and complete, and looking with Jesus, starting with the infinite light of being, the light test. Is this true in the light of divine being? If it isn't, it's looking at Jesus at the desire not to be holy, and seeing how deep this rabbit hole goes of wanting to deny what's already whole, holy, and complete. And we're looking at lesson 289 today, starting with infinite light of being. The past is over. It can touch me not. And to ask Jesus if he would show us where in the mind, where below our level of awareness, there's a desire to experience the past. It's almost like self-past torture. Finding little niggling things from the past. As Jesus said, our minds are preoccupied with past thoughts. So Jesus, will you show us any desires below our level of awareness for past thoughts? That desire, that wanting, and see how that's a desired experience to deny the light that's already here. Unless the past is over in my mind, the real world must escape my sight. The desire for an experience that the real world escapes us. The desire for the experience to escape the real world, to escape the light. Is there any desire below my level of awareness to escape the light? Recognition at infinite light's here. And if that energy arises, just place it right into the light. We can ask for miracles to change a perception that the light could ever be limited in some way in our awareness. The trick of consciousness is that the light comes and goes, yet as the light of divine being, does the light come and go? Can we find a way? Infinite, unchanging light. Can we find a past in the light? Does the light look for a past or run movies of the past? Does the light try to attempt to make the past exist? See, it's oblivious. The light doesn't know. Divine nature doesn't know what past is. Thus, we need help from the one who knows to help direct us specifically in which miracles are needed. Jesus, what are the miracles that are most effective and efficient? He's effective in efficiency. What's most helpful right now for the healing of the mind? Healing meaning to see that no healing's necessary for a divine infinite light. Healing of the insistence that there's something other than light, the demand from God that we have an experience other than infinite unchanging light. The demand to be right, that there's something other than light. Is it possible, even if we demand it, send a letter to God, look, here's the deal, I don't want to be light. No light for me today or ever. I would prefer death over light, infinite life. Is there a desire to prefer death over light? Jesus says there must be, if peace is not here. There must be. I'm willing to put that in the light. Any past is death. mentioned that before, where the Sanskrit word, I'd like to find what word that is. I just saw a quote that said the Sanskrit word for time, there's a word, and that means death. Time and death encapsulates the whole Course in Miracles. The desire for time, past. In the light of divine being and honesty of God, is the past over? Is the whole script over? Someone was mentioning the script is written. It feels good to ask Jesus about the script is written. What's that? That can't be known with the mind, because the mind is a linear time construct. The mind's function is to generate little stories and scripts and describe experience. It's very helpful to remember that the only script that's really written is that light is here. And that's not a script. And as Jesus says in a new covenant, the script of experience is being written with every subconscious desire, writes a story out, a story about what isn't. We can look as light beings and see, does the light have a script? Is it preordained that something would happen? Script is a desired experience. It's a desired experience to fall asleep and a desired experience to wake up, to make awakening different, whatever the story is. Yet it always leads to the same place. See that it can't leave the light, no matter what story, no matter what script. The plays and the character, are they already complete? Is everything complete, holy, and whole, just like as it is? The script is written in that you're already holy. We're already holy. That the script itself is dead. No script. Can any script define the Son of God? Any story ever, the greatest story ever told, does that tell the Son of God who he is? Any Hollywood play, any Hollywood script, can the Hollywood script tell us what light is? Unless the past is over in my mind. Jesus, show me the desire to keep the past, to hold the past against myself. Is there a desire to hold the grievance of a past? For I am really looking nowhere, seeing but what is not there. Is the past there in the light of divine being? Can we find a past? See that this is a play in consciousness. To play as though there's past. It's just a play. How can I then perceive the world forgiveness offers? Is seeing the past the desire to see what is not and hear the light? Is it a desire to invest in what can't happen? Thus the past was made to hide. Was the past made to hide infinite light? And hear the light's answer. It's a concept. Is past a concept? We can ask in the light of divine being. Let's ask Jesus that. Is the past a construct? a concept. To deny infinite light of being. And asking Jesus, I asked him, so is it helpful to just have you show us the desire? Yes. To experience a past, that wanting of it, and feel it. Wanting a past, wanting that the perception, see how the past is perception. To perceive as though there's a past, to deny the real world of light, seem to obscure it, the veil. To try to toss a cloud over the light. As long as there's a desire to perceive a past, the light will seem obscure. We can ask the light that. This the past was made to hide, for this the world that can be looked on only now. How does the light see the world? We can ask that. The world without a past, God is in everything I see. The past is meant to obscure God from everything we see. It has no past, for what can be forgiven but the past? And if it is forgiven, it is gone. Forgiveness is merely to see that there's no past or future. Past is an idea. Who are we without past? Without a future, just a now, just what is. See that there's no rest without forgiveness, without seeing that there isn't a past, forgiveness being the means to see that it's impossible for light to be so constrained by the idea of a future or past, and seeing that a future and a past is the desired experience to experience a future and a past. The desire for other, see how a future and a past makes an experience of other. It's an attempt to keep other, to keep what is not. Father, let me not look upon a past that is not there. For you have offered me your own replacement. In a present world, the past is left untouched and free of sin. The past is the desire to experience sin as real. Let's ask the light. Is the past a desire to experience the sin as real? The desire to experience error of thought as real? Here is the end of guilt. And here am I made ready for your final step. Shall I demand that you wait longer for your son to find the loveliness you plan to be the end of all his dreams and all his pain? Find the loveliness you plan. Will you show me the loveliness you planned? Rather than this idea of past and horror and fear and temptation, I'm willing to see it. What Jesus is offering now is just to look below fear, to see the driver of fear, what drives that feeling and experience and perception of a past. By looking what's below the experience of a past, what's under that. The desire for a past, the demand that a past exists and thus death exists, the demand. Would we demand a past from God? Is there a demand, a desire to demand being right, that there's a past? And even so, if the demand is there, the wanting of a past, does it make a past real in the light of divine being? See that this is the play of consciousness, the play of images and forms. For the unchanging to appear as though it changes and being impacted by everything that changes somehow. The past is change and time. Yet in the light of divine being, does change and time exist? Suffering is merely an affiliation with time. The desire for time. See the desire for a past, the itch, the wanting of it. The ego behaves as though the past is thrust upon it. Is the past thrust upon the ego, or is the ego the miscreator of an experience, of perception of past? Yet see how this is healed so easily through forgiveness, through seeing through the desire for the experience of a past. Jesus says, stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with the voice that calls you home, to show you you are home. You're always home. Cease going to the bank of death, the bank of the past, and investing in the ideas of a past. See that the light does not know what a past is, and be that. Infinite, unchanging. See that the light needs no replacement. Does the light need a replacement? Does it need memories, thoughts, feelings? Ask me. Ask me. And I will show you no past, no future. I'll show you all desires for an experience of the untrue. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. See that nothing of this world can pass the light test. Nothing of this world can be real. How can anything of this world be real in light? See that this is what you don't want to see. That light is all there is. Yet the happiness and the joy and the celebration in being who you are, infinite light. Past is unknown to you. Completely unknown to you. See that in the light of divine being. Past is the desire for choice, something other than what is here now. an affiliation with form, an affiliation with death, affiliation with time. This need not be. Stay with me, ask me. I'll show you all the desires, all the energetic investment below the level of your awareness, that you can possibly be anything other than infinite light of being. To reveal there's only light, there's only supreme happiness. This is my promise to you. You can hear my voice. Let no ideas float through your mind that you cannot hear what's most natural to you, this light, the voice of the light within. No one, no thing can stop you from hearing this voice unless you choose not to hear it. Nothing of this world can stop you from hearing this voice unless you choose not to hear it. Ask me what choice there is. Ask me if any choice obscures who you are. Ask me if any desired experience can obscure who you are unless you desire it. You carry all that the Father has given. All the power to see there's no past and cease to use it to deny what's here now, infinite, unchanging happiness, joy, light. Let no desire obscure this from your holy sight. Amen.